Okay, I'm about to make Japanese cheesecake. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my hot water. My hot water is about 150 degrees, and I'm gonna submerge my bowl in it. Then to this bowl, I'm gonna add 35 grams of butter, 76 grams of milk, 100 grams of cream cheese. And now I'm going to slowly mix this. I'm just going to slowly incorporate this and mix this until it all melts. I'm probably going to flatten the cream cheese a little bit because the cream cheese is a little bit solid. Trying to break the cream cheese up just a little bit. So it'll melt easier. See, it's starting to melt pretty nice. This will help it melt a little bit quicker. Break it down a little bit. As you can see, that's starting to melt pretty nice. You want it all to melt. And once it all melts, you want to mix it until there's no lumps in it. You want to mix it until there's no lumps at all in it. And again, your water is 150 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what it takes to melt all this. You want to melt it until you want to mix it and melt it until there's no lumps at all in it. So it's nice and smooth, no lumps. See, it's getting nice and smooth now, no lumps. Yeah, I'm just gonna mix it until I don't see any more lumps in it. Yep, and I don't see any more lumps in it. So now I can remove it from the water bath, from the hot water bath. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to add 35 grams of flour, all-purpose flour. And I want to sift it in using a sifter. "35 grams of all-purpose flour." See how the sifter removes all the lumps? Okay. Then I'm going to incorporate this in. Mix the flour into it. Again, until it's nice and smooth and there's no lumps. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 2 egg yolks to it. Two egg yolks. Okay, so once I've incorporated once I've mixed everything in, I'm gonna strain it into this bowl. Once everything has been incorporated and mixed in. Strain it into this bowl. Remove all the impurities. Scrape it off the bottom. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my egg whites. These are 2 egg whites that I separated from my egg yolks. And I'm going to add them to my bowl. Then I'm going to beat them. Beat them until they get I'm going to turn these eggs into meringue. Okay, then once I have my air pockets, see all my air pockets, I'm going to add 40 grams of sugar. I'm going to beat this until it becomes meringue, stiff peaks. And you'll know it's stiff when I flip the bowl upside down and it doesn't come out. This what gives the Japanese cheesecake its texture, almost like a sponge or a fluffy texture. This is what gives it to it. Your meringue. See, it's getting stiffer. And I'm alternating between both of my hands, giving both of my hands an even workout. It's almost stiff peaks at this point. See, it's just about, see, now I could dump this upside down and it won't come out of the bowl. That's stiff peaks. See how stiff that is? Watch it, I'll dump it upside down. Won't come out of the bowl. That's what you want. That's your stiff peaks. That's what gives it its texture. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to just start slowly folding this into my other mixture. And I put this in the freezer for maybe 5 minutes to get it a little more stiffer. So I'm gonna first add half of my meringue to it. And then you want to just fold it into it. You want to fold it. You want to just slowly fold it into the mixture. Gradually and slowly fold the meringue into it. Now I can add the rest of my meringue to it. And as I said, I had to put this in the freezer for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. I had to put the other mixture, not the meringue, the egg yolk mixture that I'm adding this meringue into, just to get it a little bit stiffer. Because it was a little bit warm. Fold it into it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take this 9-inch pan, or a 6-inch pan when it's a little bit taller, but I don't have a 6-inch pan right now. So I'm just going to use my 9-inch pan. I'll put a little bit of vegetable shortening. On it and on the sides. I'm going to put a little flour. Then I'm going to pour my hot water. I'm going to take my hot water that's at least 150 degrees and pour it into my baking tin. Yep, to submerge it. Then I'm going to set my baking tin inside the water. Then I'm going to add my cheesecake mixture to it. Then I'm going to put my cheesecake into the bottom of my oven at the lowest rack. Now I preheated this oven to 300 degrees. So I'm going to put it at the bottom of my oven and I'm going to bake it for 20 minutes at 300 degrees. Then after 20 minutes, I'm gonna crack the oven like this and bake it for 25 minutes. Then I'm gonna close it and I'm gonna bake it for and I'm gonna check it, and if the crust isn't brown at that point, I'm gonna bake it for another 25 minutes and I'm gonna raise it to 310 degrees. And that's your Japanese cheesecake.